Salon Katumba Amos, the area chairman of this area. We have been having so many people as residents, but among them we have refugees, we have those ones, the indigenous ones, and others. Others are tenants, others are landlords. So we have so many of them. With the tribes, we have so many of them. The Baganda, the Bakongo, the Bagisu, there are so many tribes here that we are accommodating. We have a bigger area. The area is big and the population is also big. Formerly, it was a small area, but when so many groups of people came in, the population has increased. We are working together.
Do you know how many there are? How many people you have?
As residents? We are about to. We are about between 9,000 and 10,000. The population is big, but we are living.
How many of these are refugees? Do you know?
The refugees are about 30.
30.
About 30.
And where do they come from?
They come from different areas. They come from Congo, others come from Rwanda, others come from Sudan. There are even those ones from Somalia. We have a number of them. Others come because of studying and not as refugees. So we have a good number.
Does the village has a history, any history, anything historical that?
Yes. This village is called KISASIZI. It was named KISASIZI, which sound when we transfer it into our Uganda, okusasira, okusasira. Formerly, there were some groups of people who were not friendly. They said they were the Batoro. At a time when they hear that some people have got some salary, they could await people across the zone and then beat on the head. Even the other side up. But finally, when the time passed,
when was this?
Those in 90s, former 90s actually. Former 90s. So, people were writing within the place. It was not organized at all. When the LOC system started, you remember when the LOC system started, when President Museveni had now joined, things began to normalize. Things began to normalize, and the committees were formed. The LOCs now started coming in. So they now tried to help. They could help and try to chase away such groups of people. This area was not so much populated. There was this school, St. John. There was a church, smaller church for Protestants the other side, because now we have two churches, St. John and St. John. So there were only the churches that were mainly dominating, and some few people down this way. There were no people. We were only concentrating around this upper part. So when, as I said, when things normalized, people started constructing houses, rental houses, and then population started growing slowly by slowly like that.
Then how did KISASIZI come into?
KISASIZI came into existence because of the killing of people that was going on. Then they said, people started, don't beat people, don't kill people, musasire ku bantu, musasire ku bantu. So when people responded, and he said, this is KISASIZI now, KISASIZI zone. Just around there.
Chairman said that in Kabalagala we have certain zone, and KISASIZI is the biggest zone in Kabalagala. It's about 10,000 people. 300 people are refugees. Like the chairman said, we have Somalis, we have Congolese, we have people from Rwanda, we have people from Burundi, we have people from South Sudan, we have people from North Sudan, and we have people from different parts. And our population keeps on growing every now and then. And we are glad to say that now, basing on the cohesion between refugees and the host community, we are seeing a certain progress in terms of development, in terms of cooperation, in terms of trading, in terms of diversity in culture. Because previously, this zone, it was the best people were host community. But due to the development that has come in, because we have institutions like IIU, we have advanced leadership that's here, we have Kampala University, we have International University. We are seeing, due to the development, we are seeing a lot of refugees coming to our community. Because why? It's peaceful. The leaders are cooperative, they are cooperative. And two, we have a register. We have a register for them. When they come, they know where to start from. We have, as we told you, that we have a person in charge. It's called David Chegera. He's the one in charge of all the affairs. So when they come, the moment they come and approach our office, he has the desk is there. He handles them. What can be handled, then we can assist. More to that, this cohesion, I believe it couldn't come to existence if Bravo wasn't there, because everyone was living at its own. The host communities were living at their own. Even the refugees were living at their own. Their problems were their problems, and as our problems were our problems. Previously, they had schools for them. They could go to Zambia. Most Congolese, they have their schools in Zambia. They have their churches in Zambia. Same to Eritreans. They have their church in Buziga. They could go to their churches. They could go to their markets. But due to coexistence with Bravo, now we are seeing refugee children. They go to us. They go to the same school like us. They pray from our churches. They come and we trade together. Due to Bravo, because when Bravo came in, they started the sales between the core working between the refugees and host communities. Because previously, host communities were seeing refugees as people with money. These people are funded by UN, UNICEF, World Food Program, even the government of Uganda. That's why they are renting big houses. But when we saw Congolese, their houses are the same like us. They stay in the same house for 100, 150. So we said, no one is funding them. When we saw our brothers from Sudan, the houses they stay with are the same houses we stay with. So coexistence started coming in. Now we are seeing diversity in culture. We are seeing people, they wear Sudanese culture. They wear Sudanese dress. We are seeing people copying Eritreans' dress of conduct. Why? Because of Bravo. So we approve Bravo so much for the good work they are doing to us, the refugees, because now I told you, for me, I'm a Somali, I'm a Ugandan, I'm a Eritrean, I'm someone from South Sudan. Those are my brothers, those are my sisters. Because of why? Bravo. Because previously we had that negative attitude. These people are going to steal our land. These people are going to take our resources. But the much as Bravo has told us, no one deserves to be a refugee. Even today I'm a house community, I can come back maybe 1 year when I'm a refugee for a certain country. Because they come from their country because of different aspects. Some because of war, because of a lot of things. Family, earthquake, because a lot of things. So we applaud Bravo for the great work that they have done. Because previously we never had even that book for refugees. For what purpose? The books we had are for us, the host communities, not for refugees. But because of Bravo came in, they told us how we can do about it. Now we give them cards. We give them residential cards. So why? Because they are part of us and we are part of them. And no one, because previously they had, before Bravo came in, they had different issues about landlords could increase rent at any amount. Today 200, the next day 400. When Bravo came in, they told us, you guys, wake up. Those are your brothers and sisters. So now what we try to do attendance argument with the landlords. In case there is anything, we come in and we intervene. So such issues that could arise, they are no more. Why? Because of Bravo. So guys, you are doing a great work.
Thank you very much. Two things. David Chegera. But before that, maybe let's go to Bravo. You mentioned that Bravo did sensitization. Sensitization on what? And what else did Bravo do? I want to hear that.
We thank you always because we thank Bravo so much because at least every 3 months they come and intervene us. They come and ask us, they come and monitor the works that they are doing. When I said that previously, about some 4 years ago, the things that we are seeing, we are not there. But due to Bravo alongside RC with Bravo, with the build program, because I want to talk about the big program of since last year, 2023. Now we are seeing harvest. We are seeing harvest because previously, about 10 years or 5 years, these refugees were there. They were here we are here in our zone. But everyone had, but their problems were their problems. Our problems were our problems. Because Bravo came in since last year, now we are seeing a dramatic change.
We are considering these others like people who are going to move away. Refugees, those are just going to move away. But after some time, realizing their needs, realizing they are human beings, then Bravo contributed much on encouraging us to join, work together, share the problems together. We realized they are using the same hospitals, we are using the same markets, we are using, as he said, we are using the same similar houses. So Bravo said, no, come, and then we discuss much. We are interested in seeing, noting down your problems, and then we work as a team to help you, both of you, the host community, the refugees, together as human beings, together as a group. So that is why we say that before, if Bravo did not put in effort, we are now not considering such so much. People still had the feeling. So that sensitization was good, and the continuous meeting meetings with the people, refugees, their leaders. John Chegera recently went abroad, but he was contributing. He was one of the leaders. We are working
John
with.
Chegera is the person who sits on the
David is the one we are having.
Yeah, David.
But the other John Chegera, he was the one who was now working with us. But he went abroad with his family. But see, now we have David. So that kind of meetings helped so much. And then we could, in our meetings, general meetings, we could now tell the residents we are having these groups of people. They are living with us. They are not here to stay. To live. We don't know when they will leave. Some of them will die from here. So that's what he actually meant.
So which other activity?
To join hands with those people, because I remember before REFUGEE came in, as Ugandans we used to live alone. But me, as I am speaking, the business which we are doing, we are together with those people. So we normally go and buy G-nuts, a sack of G-nuts. We come and sort, we fry, then we supply in the supermarkets, the shops. We prepare chips together with them. So we join hands. As I'm speaking now.
When you say together, what do you mean? In a group? Is it in a group?
That you put the resources together, then you buy in a bag?
Yes. We buy together. We buy a sack. We come, we sit, then we sort a bag of Irish.
I want to appreciate that. Is it in a group? Are you in a group, an organized group? And I want to know how many people make up this group, how many are refugees, how many are nationals. How do you do that? How do you come
to join hands together? Yeah. It is a group, and refugees
this
are
group
there.
Is called what?
Machala Kwagala.
How
The
many are you?
refugees are there. We have like 15 of them.
15 refugees.
Yes.
And how
And
many
we have
members?
5 men, 10 are females.
Okay. Then how many are the group members?
We are 30.
30. Now you are speaking. Yeah. Okay. In a group, in a one group where you do things together. What is the requirement for joining this group?
The requirements is we are supposed to know where you are staying. Our chairman knows you. Are you registering in the group? In the office of our chairman? After confirming that you are registering in the office of our chairman, and you will follow up with the chairman to confirm that yes, you are there, and to know where you are staying, exactly that this is the house. You can begin from there.
That I'm having, it's called the Wire Women's Group, Saving Group. Yeah, there's this lady, she learned how to make the cake. Though there are few refugees, I think they are 3 now. Yeah, they are 3 to 4. Yeah, so she went somewhere, she learned how to make the cake.
A refugee?
She's a Ugandan.
Okay.
Yeah, she called me that we are learning how to make a cake. So we want to join together. I have the video here. We want to learn together with my fellow group members. Then I told her that is nice. So you have to share this with the group. You teach them also. Don't remain with that by yourself, which was good. So I gave her credit on that.
Buire
Women Saving Group. They are 14.
14.
Yeah, they are 14.
3 of them
For refugees?
Yeah.
There are 10.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, that is great. So a person who even offers to give off a skill.
Yeah.
There's more to that, and because you are telling us that what about the training that Bravo has ever done? And as I said that previously, that the host communities, we are taking ourselves as the prestige group, and due to our LOC system, those refugees were not considered in our meetings, and they couldn't attend. And no one could go and tell them that you come for a meeting. Because as I said, that their problems, they are their problems. But due to coexistence between the refugees and us, since they are part of us, it's a mandatory that during our meetings, they have to come. Because we realize that they have different issues that they are facing. It could be different from us. So during our meetings, we give them time also to talk. They share their interest. How do you see? How can we go about
during the council meeting?
Yes, okay. But previously it wasn't there. Because we say, those are, anytime they are going away, they can go away in 1 day or 2 days. But since we realize during Bravo interaction that these people could stay, no one can guarantee they could be there for 20 years, 15 years. So we started engaging them in our meetings. So, and during our meetings also they contribute 100%. So it's not that Ugandans, no, they contribute 100% because as I talked about culture diversion, this one was about Bravo. People started learning refugees languages like Lingala. Our Ugandans are learning it. That language from Congo. Swahili, people are learning it because now we've got now most of our Congolese can't speak English. They know Swahili or Lingala. So now people are catching up with that language, which is a key to us and to Bravo. That's why we applaud you that you say Asante sana. Now I can speak that small Swahili.
Okay.
For the chance, my name is Mahasina Mama, a Sudanese refugee in Uganda. Bravo has done a lot of impact in the community. For example, Bravo has trained a CPF, that is a community process facilitator. In the community, those people, they are sent to the community after the training. They go and look at their groups. They are sent particularly to the groups in the community which are there already, so that they ask them what are their challenges and what impact do they want Bravo to put in their community. And those people, they have gone so far and they have sat with their community every time or every week according to the program of the group in the community. Every week or either every month, depends on the program of the groups. So they meet and Bravo have given them a certain circular of the registration book, so they register the groups who have come and who did not come and for what reason, and as they continue making the report to Bravo, following up the community what they are doing. And that is a great impact which no organization so far have seen doing that, reaching out to the community and seeing their benefit and what they want to be done for them. And so far, as I am right now in the KISASIZI zone, I think this KISASIZI zone, right? Yeah. So Bravo has done a lot of impact in this area, which I will give my colleague here to tell you what is that impact, which has brought change in the community.
Our roads, especially that road, coming from Kabalagala, the main branching this side. But Bravo, as we joined Bravo, we struggled. We started the talk with them, and we submit our papers until we came to an end, and we have now inquired the road. The road now it is undergoing. The refugees also, they are there as workers.
And then David.
Are they brothers?
Yes.
Okay.
So you trust the person?
Johnny Chegera was taking the lead before he went in America. Because he was living with us. But before he went, we are handling things with him. Actually, we poured much of the refugees' problems onto him to explain. There are those who are coming and hiding, And then we could now question him, how did this one come in? Why was he not brought here? So when he went, he remained with David together. Now that is when he came, then when Bravo came in.
So what is Bravo's role in that desk?
Bravo's role is to tell us, to look for some problems from the refugees, and then forward them here to our table, and then we sit.
So, or maybe let me ask.
Actually, we were advised by Bravo that we have some representatives as refugees. Otherwise, as we said before, people were considered refugees as those who are travelers. They are people going through.
So this is David. Is he? Where is he from?
He's from Congo.
Okay. Now tell me about that desk. Tell me more about the desk. Is it a desk? Is it? It could be a desk in name when there is actually no desk. I wanted to sit in your office to see it physically, but we've not been able to do that. But you can just narrate. I'll ask David to go to the office to capture
something.
to capture something. Maybe the office, maybe there could be a signpost, and maybe to look inside. But tell me about that desk and how does the desk operate? And when?
Actually, that desk, how was it at the time?
Formerly, we are not considering those people. But recently, as we were advised, we said, no, we should do, even if the other one went away, we should continue with this one. When we sit, we check and see the needs of the refugees. Actually, it's a youth. So it captures much from other refugees.
So he moves around.
He moves around
the refugees and picks their issues.
Exactly. And then he brings them the desk and we discuss. We usually resolve.
When you talk about a desk, is it a physical desk?
Actually, it is both physical desk and then
so he has a desk where he comes and sits.
Yes, because it is in our office. You even see the desk where we sit.
And when does he sit in that chair? In a week, let's say in a week. Is it? Yes, you can have an office. In my office, I have a desk.
Now, usually,
but
we don't sit.
I rarely sit there.
Usually, we don't sit daily.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be after 3 months, or when there is a need.
Okay.
And then we sit. It's very, very important in our desk because, in terms of languages, he can interpret.
Okay.
For
so
us.
He does interpretation.
Yes,
okay.
Interprets. And then we see, we go deep into the issues, problems, and then such that we continue living together.
So he picks the issues. That's one role I've seen. He also interprets for you.
Yes.
What else does he do?
Because we appreciate for this interaction. Because now here we are sharing things that are real, things that are realistic. So the first thing Dave Chegera does is to register refugees. That is very important. Because it's very important to know how many have come in, what is their number, where do they stay, and to get detailed information about those refugees. We picks their contacts. So that's very important. Then we can tell that we have this number. We have female like this and male like this. 2, after registering those refugees, 2, he does home visit. He goes and sees them. What are their challenges? What are their needs? And how we can assist. Last year we had a meeting with refugees. And we gave some photos to Robert. Robert, do you remember these photos we sent to you? of our engagement with the meeting. Yeah, the meeting. So we share. We brought them on board, and we shared with them. And during that meeting, during that meeting with our engagement with them, they had 4 challenges. The first challenge was documentation. 2, it was house issues.
Documentation in terms of identity.
Yeah, in terms of
OPM.
From OPM. Because when they come, they find a lot of resistance from WEMPU. Sometimes they take 1 year, sometimes they take six months. 2, which was housing. Another one was medical, because they were complaining about that when they go to IRC, when they go to HAHA, they give them medicine depending on the duration. If you have like 10 people, they tell you that this medicine we have given you it's for 7 months. Don't come back. We say, okay, that is their need. We have government hospitals, government facilities where you can go and access them at any time you want. So this, I think it has helped us to identify even their challenges, their needs. It's very important. So as the chairman said that, also he helps us in interpretation. Because some come, as I told you, when they get know English, when they know Lingala. And he's versatile. He knows Lingala, he knows English, now he knows Luganda. So he helps us a lot in that, identifying them and registration.
For councils, plus the refugee leaders on the obligations and rights of the refugees in Uganda. And they have also emphasized on how the host and the refugees can accept each other so that they can live peacefully in the areas where they are renting. And we have also on that day reported to Plavo that some refugees, they don't have that income so that they can rent in a very good area. So some of them end up renting in swamp and slum areas where the rent disturbs them and they don't live comfortably. You can imagine you don't have income plus renting in those swamp areas, and then the children become sick every time and you cannot afford that cost. So I hope also Plavo intervenes. And it's not only the refugees, also the host community. Some of them are vulnerable. They don't have that income and they end up staying in swamp areas where mosquitoes are too much and they suffer a lot. Thank you.
Back to the desk. As an executive, you also participate. And you said you only meet when there is need.
When there is a need.
Maybe after 3 months. So when there is need, like what need?
There could be, like say, on security issues.
Okay.
When we see people entering people's houses regularly,
Then you say we need to meet. We need to meet as an executive or as a council.
As a council,
as
and
the entire
then
village.
we talk to the residents.
Is there any gap in the way you relate in this desk? Is there anything that needs to be done around that desk that to make it work better?
Yeah.
Does he represent the Congolese? Does he represent even other refugees? You said you have Somalis, you have. How does he play that out? You have Sudanese.
Yes.
How is he able to link? Does he link out to those others or mainly Congolese?
That is the challenge sometimes we get. At least for him, he knows Swahili.
Yeah.
And knows that is Congolese. Now, when it comes to people like Sudanese and these others from Rwanda, it is a challenge. But we picked some more interest in him, that he can still communicate in Iran. He knows some Rwandese. They call it Rwandian. Kinyarwanda. He knows some part of it. So we have him as an advantage person in our group.
If you know that is a gap in him, so how do we build that capacity for him to link up to everybody, but also appreciate him. Do others appreciate him?
Yes.
Do Somalis appreciate him? Are they able to trust, to put trust in this person who is not one of them?
Now we are planning.
I wish he was here.
We are planning to involve in mainly that group from Somali, that kind of. But now for them, at least they know some English.
Yeah.
When the others and the
Do they work with him well?
Yes, they like him.
That's what
They like him. He's social.
Okay.
He's social. Now the brother, John Chegera,
That one left.
he left, but he came with him.
Yeah.
Now they have stayed here for a longer time because he came as a pastor.
Yeah.
He came as a pastor, but we realized they are refugees, not only pastoring. We exposed the.
So he was working in which church?
Apostolical
Church here down here.
fellowship.
So
He has lived here now for 10 years.
how did he get this role from his brother? How did he get this role? How did he, was he selected by refugees? I want to
For
understand
us, we took it. At first, we took it like this. There are those ones who were pretending to be pastors. So when he started pastoring, there was a church already that was existing by a certain man called Frank. You remember Frank? There was a certain man called Frank. But people discovered that he had some bad behaviors. Then they almost arrested him, and then he ran away. In the process of running away, he had to sell the church. Now, these are people who had
Pentagon is on sale.
John Chegera had some friends, so they came and bought the church. Now Chegera and others started running the church. That for us, we saw it at first. These are conmen. They are just beginning like that. They are refugees, what. But slowly by slowly, they started exposing the weakness, the problems they faced, how they came to Uganda, and then we realized they were refugees. So that is the kind of history of John Chegera and then the brothers. So the brother was speaking how the brother John, David, was speaking how his brother John was behaving amongst the people. So when we now said, who should we pick? Then he said, no, should we pick this one?
The LC that picked him.
Yes. He picked him, and then those others accepted.
Did you introduce him to the refugees? Did you introduce him to the refugees? Was he introduced?
Yes, he was introduced, and then when they communicated their languages, they said it's okay.
Or disbanded in it?
This register keeps on updating because you find that today they are 300, the next day they are about 400, and others come without even registering. During our movement, that hey, have you come? They say, hey, I came last month, but I was planning to come to off. This is Kampala. People shift at any time. Today you could have this number. The next day when you go there, you have a different one.
Okay. Now, tell me about this register. What does it capture? What does the register capture?
Before capturing a register itself, you talked of the 10,000. Are they all registered, or that is the total population, including those who are not registered?
Estimated, that is the total population. That's the total population that we have.
Are all those ones written in that book?
all the 10,000, the majority are equal, but some are not.
Some are not.
Yes. Because people can't. Because people can't.
That's a very huge book.
No, we have a variety. We have we have Chairman, how many books? 100. We have about 100 books.
We have actually
about 100.
The registration goes like this. One could come today to pick the details, and then another can come after a month. Then we register. In the registration, we need the country where it comes from, the age, the relatives, the worker, the profession he has, and then other relatives he has. Sometimes we require them to bring the passport photos for his identification.
Does anyone have the LC identification?
Yeah?
Anyone sitting here?
Okay, not here. But the cards look like that. So those are
okay. So this is the card.
Yeah.
Those are the cards.
Martin, do you have one? For at home?
Yes,
You have it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you issue that card. How much is it?
Because we consider some of these institutions to be having problems, we charge only 5,000. But we used to charge more than that.
For refugees, it's 5,000. For nationals, it's how much?
We don't normalize it. We normalize it
everybody.
is general. Now 5,000.
You want to get a card. Is it a criminal if you don't have one?
You look isolated. You look isolated.
You look isolated.
Yes.
If you miss. If you have an issue and you go to the LC, where is your card?
The moment you want a recommendation,
Yes.
it's the identity is what guarantees you to have it.
Actually, it's according to the MC1's meetings I have ever attended. They guarantee that it is according to the bargaining power they decide the money, because some people might have that amount and some people might not have. So it's according to how bargaining power you have, then you will succeed. Yeah, and in terms of the card of the LCs in the area, it is also good to have it so that you can be registered in the book in case of any government services, or maybe sometimes they serve also mosquito nets. Sometimes there is medicine they serve. Or just of recent this year, they were serving deworming. Yeah, I also got. So in case of that services, it helps the LC to determine how many people I have in my area, so that you can get that service. Otherwise, if you don't have, you may miss out. Yeah. Because if it's supposed to, because if you go and register with the LC, you first explain. The LC asks you, my brother or my sister or my daughter, how can I help you? What is your problem? So you explain. You say that for me, I'm going to rent this house, or I'm about to rent, but I don't have enough amount. So the LC even can help you to go together and negotiate with the LC that this person does not have this enough amount of money. If you accept him or her to rent at this amount, then we shall allow him or her to stay here. But if the landlord refuse, then but the LC also supports and negotiate the price and say that this is our person, she has been here or he has been here, or we have just received them and they have these ABC challenges, and the LC will also continue to come and visit the person, how you're doing, how far you have gone, have you managed to overcome the challenges you had or what. So that's all.
Okay. You mentioned that you use the registration and identification to recommend. Now, if we look at this year, from January, have you recommended any refugee anywhere?
Yes.
How many?
So far, we have recommended 5.
5.
Like even recent. Was it yesterday? No. It was on Monday. We have recommended one for to join. There is a certain course. There is a certain course provided by the president it is called the Presidential Initiative for Skilling Girl and Boy Child. And then another one was joining. Still, we wanted sponsorship in Sugu Church. There is that offer which has been given to people with children. That one is here. That's not me, not very far. We have
recommended that.
So we recommend them 5 different areas according to their needs.
Okay. Do you then last year? How many?
Last year we recommended. That I cannot remember the number, but still they were. So it was around 6 or 8.
Yeah. Okay. 6.
You see, some of them don't have. They feel they can manage with OM.
Yes.
They can manage. When they face problems, just call.
They face it head on.
They call. Please come, we are here. Or they move and go there. Okay.
Now you've recommended. Do you know how they are now? Do you know whether they were accepted? Do you have that system of following up?
Yeah. Only that we tell them, give us feedback, but others don't come back. So if they come back, that is good. But at times they don't come back until we again follow up and then ask them. But we get two-way drive. Tell us, even if we have not gone to ask them, but at times after getting what he has got.
In your office, do you have copies of these recommendations? Can we pick? Can we capture?
Yeah,
do you have copies? Do you retain a copy when you recommend me, for instance? Do you retain a copy?
Retain a reference.
What is that? Is it a number?
You put a date when somebody came to ask for reference later. Then you put the reference. Put the reference, and then what you wanted.
So you don't retain that copy.
So does it contain the name, the contact,
yes,
the reason as well that person came there?
Yes. Contains those ones.
I think you should keep a copy of that letter, recommendation letter.
Copy.
In future. For your reference. Yes.
We shall create a file of it.
You must have a copy showing that both of you had an agreement where you signed. So that in the future, 5 years later, we don't get back this. Because issues of like, I can give you an example of land deals. Today, somebody will come and convince you, because you've seen him for a short time, but because you've seen he's a decent person in the community. He convinces you, actually you recommend, and the sale is done. 5 years later, somebody comes maybe from the US and he claims, no, this is my land. The issue comes back to you. When you try to call, because you had just the contact and the name of the person, even the contacts are off. Last year, how many of them are still residents? Because I'm very certain, as you register today, they are not exiting. So you have the register of 10,000, but out of the 10,000, actually you find 3,000 have already left.
You mentioned the updates. When do you do the updates? Is it annual?
We do the updates. It could be monthly or it could be quarterly. Because some people, when they are leaving, they come back to LC. But I need a letter that I'm shifting. I was here, but I'm shifting to another direction. Then you say this one has shifted. But sometimes we lack. Others do that. Others don't do that. Others just go. And when you happen to walk, this one, she shifted some 3 months ago. She shifted. That is the challenge.
Do you come back and cross out that person?
Sometimes sometimes you can hear it on the roadside. Maybe when you have gone to a certain activity, they tell you that someone shifted. So sometimes what we do, we say, hey, this one shifted. Okay, when we do our meeting, sometimes we say, no, this one shifted. We put a mark. So this one shifted. This one is no longer with us. But sometimes some people don't. As I said, some destinations, some people don't ask for LC for shifting. But others who are strict, they can go. When they reach there, they tell them, you go back and get LC. So that's where that's where you see them coming back that I went there, but they've told me to get an LC. Maybe sometimes during work interview, they tell you bring back, you want that LC where I used to stay. She comes that I shifted some 4 months, but where I'm going to work, they wanted an LC later to show that you know me more than that LC. So sometimes that's what.
Because you spend more time.
Yeah.
While I was joining Slavo, they asked me for the LC later. I had to give it to them. I had to go to my LC, ask for that letter, and produced it too. In fact, they have it on my file.
Yeah, actually there was a test to Aga Khan. So I went to apply I took my file in Aga Khan. They said, where do you stay? In Uganda? I said, yeah. But where is your LC letter? You can't bring it. So when I went to the LC to give me the letter, she told me, where is your passport photo? I said, I didn't know. She said, no, you go back home. I went and brought the passport photo. She put it, actually the form has some space here for the photo, passport photo. She put it after she stamped. She registered it in her book. She said, next time after you come back, you have to come and pay for the book registration. I said, okay, I'm going to come back, but I don't get time to go. So I took the form to Aga Khan, but she actually didn't ask again what happened. So it will be good, and it is kind of a connection if LCs could follow up. Where are we taking these forms you're giving us? It is also kind of a benefit and another way if you think about it. So you can keep the employees in your record, how many I have connected and I have employed, and because of me they got a job. You keep the record, and so that it can also value a bit of your hard work.
And the link, you maintain that restrains some from registering.
Yeah, sure, it does. Because some people, like for example, as I mentioned earlier, most of the refugees and some of the host communities, they are vulnerable. They don't have enough income or money to pay. So like for example, if I have kids and I have maybe that 3,000 I'm supposed to pay for the LC and my kids are hungry at home, so I will prefer to buy food for the kids than to pay for the card to the LC. Because I know LC now knows me and I know him and he knows I don't have. So it can be a bit like contradicting, because now some of the refugees and host communities which are vulnerable, they are trying and fighting hard to give education to their children, since for them they did not manage to catch up. Yeah, so instead I go to the LC and pay all those budgets. I try to budget, maybe I buy some cabbage, maybe some small things to cook for the children. So it makes it very hard. And when you tell them go and register, they ask you how much is the money LC is going to charge us. If you tell them go, you will go and negotiate, say no. And some of them also, Uganda is a big challenge. Yeah. So I hope also Flavo can try to engage some refugees, especially those who have been here for long. The new one, try to engage them in the local language so that they can manage to buy in the market and something like that, because they are being cheated.
Sometimes what we do, based on the vulnerability, because as we search in our LC, most refugees when they come, the majority when they come, inside the park, we don't charge them money for the registration. The majority that come. Why we charge them, or what comes to the chargement, is maybe when someone wants a recommendation to go to the bank. But most refugees, we don't charge them money for registration. But why we charge them money, maybe someone wants to go and open up an account with the bank. So here you're going to pay 5,000. But for registration, sometimes we waive them out. It's for free.
But for the
identification, we tell them, because someone says, maybe I have 3,000. We say, okay, it is okay, we give you. It's not mandatory that we must bring 5 for budget planning meeting for local councils. And I believe most of the local councils attended. our chairperson LC2 attended, our chairperson LC1 plus other people attended. They showed us.
It started with a training. A training from Bravo.
It started with a training with Bravo because we never knew that those things happened by the way. So when the training happened, they told us how we can do our priorities. Priorities the first from LC1. Then from LC1, you must have a meeting. In that meeting, then you list out the priorities areas. Then from the LC chairperson, from LC1, then they take the chairperson LC2. The chairperson LC2, they have the clerk. The clerk, that is the ward administrator, the one that is registered. Then from the LC2, they go to the division, budget conference. Then from the division, they select what are the priorities. Then from the division, they take them to stakeholders. So in that budget meeting that was held last year, we had a lot of priorities. So when we came back to our council, people had the drainage was number one. In our community, we don't have a government school. In our community, we don't have an health center. We don't have a community toilet. The list was much. In that meeting that we held, we managed to call Mr. Robert. Omoro Robert came and guided us. Told us you have a lot of lists, you have a lot of priorities. Can you please pick the two that are very essential and affects you all, between refugees and you? So the list was the road, our road, and the drainage. So we took to the chairperson LC2. The chairperson LC2 also, they sat in the council with the ward administrator, because each chairperson brought their priority areas, and but what was very touching, it was the road, the drainage and the road, because this road joins all the zones. It has KISASIZI, it has Muzungu, it has Muzana, it has Kalanzi, it has Wire, Seminti, Pantaleo. So it joins all the zones. So this road was touching. They seconded the road. So when they went to the budget conference, it passed through. And they told us, because we called the ward administrator told us that everyone is bringing a lot of priorities, but even him selected the road. Because why? The road, it is one, the road needs to develop. Two, refugees, host communities, everyone uses it. It doesn't have boundaries. Whether road, whether you have a car, whether you are going to foot like Robert, Robert always foots. So it works for both of us. So it was last year when they called us for a meeting. They told us that our road has passed.
Who called you?
They called us, the mayor of Maki called us that our road has passed. And during that call, then we managed to give Robert the feedback that, Robert, do you know what? That conference meeting.
Where was the meeting?
The meeting was held at Maki. So it's where, because every councillor had the priorities. But all the priorities, we managed that our road to pass, Church Road to. So we called Robert that, Robert, our road has passed through. But the challenge, they told us, we need to, in that meeting, they told us that KCC doesn't have money for compensation. So they came, they toured the road. They saw that they toured the road and they found that there are some temporary structures that were just encroached on the road. They told us each one must break, because KC doesn't have money for compensation. If you want this development, you must sacrifice. If you're the landlord, you have a land title, but your house, it is in the road. You break. They started asking for so inches. You break like 2 feet or 1 feet in order for us to access the road. And in that meeting, it was hard. Some people had different issues. Why are you breaking? Why? But they said this is for your good. If you want this road to happen, you must break. If you have a temporary structure on the road, please you remove. People started removing those temporary structures. Now we are seeing the fruits of the road. Maybe chairman can add more.
Who is constructing the road?
Phoenix, chairman. The company is called Phoenix.
You see, we had some kind of idea in our brains. A long time, 2010, when the councillors had started now again, they used to talk about the road. 2010, sometime back,
okay,
used to talk about the what? The road. Then later, like that, around 2 Bisanja, you know Bisanja, they talk Bisanja.
But Andrew knows Bisanja.
We forwarded those things. People tried, but all in vain. Now, this is a time when Bravo came in. We now prioritized our needs and sent in, just as he said, the road, the drainage, the schools, the toilets, what. But now, when we saw that now the construction, the road has passed, it has been considered. Even if you are blind in mind, whom would you really take on the front? So we realized it was the effort of Bravo that came in this time to enforce our priorities, and we thank Bravo for that. The road is under construction. I think it may now take 1 month. The road will be flat tarmac, and we shall enjoy the fruits. So that is it.
What difference did the Bravo do to make it happen? What was the difference? How different was it?
I think the effectiveness, this is what I can say. They now put in effort. They put in effort. This is what it is. They put in effort. One could ask what rate were the effort in those other years? So now we say, this was a great effort. So we appreciate it.
Maybe one, they have organized call for a meeting between all the stakeholders. That was KCCA, plus the local council. And they told us what we must do on listing our priorities. We might to sit with the CDO, we might to sit with the parish chief. In that engagement, we might even...
That was at the parish level?
Yes. So, but that thing wasn't there.
Where did you see it? Which parish?
Kabaladara parish. We see that chairperson Mr. Saini. And that thing wasn't there before. Two, they have enlightened us where we can go when we need this and this and this. For us, we knew that that's the work of councillors. They are the one that are supposed to do everything. But when Bravo says ties to us, we knew where we can go and where we can report. Because in that meeting, the parish chief was there. And three, since Bravo is a big voice, and in that budget conference, what we had, that Bravo also was there. So so all those ones were the fruits of Bravo. That's why we say we salute Bravo so much for that training, because out of the training is where we get those fruits of it. If it wasn't the training and the engagement with the stakeholders, we couldn't have that training. Maybe they could do maybe they could do maybe a drainage. Maybe they could do something they could do something which wasn't so vital to our people. But now the road supports everyone, supports the refugees and the host communities. And that, as the chairman said, in about 1 month, that road will be tarmac. And I think our cameraman will go and take some photos, because I remember last week I sent some photos when the grader was busy digging, was busy making the road to look nice. But when you go there now, it is smoothed. Thank you so much, Bravo, for the great work that you're doing to our community. We say asante sana.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
The secretary of the parish. So after that meeting discussion, we wrote, prioritized, and then sent to the.
That made the difference.
Yes.
Because that made the difference.
So we sent to the division. Then when the division sat, finally they gave us a feedback which was positive.
So what did you rate? Did you, at the parish, what did you take them? Was it minutes? From this meeting, what was it?
Such as we are saying, we are minutes including what we resolved, what was resolved in the
do you have
discussion.
A copy of that?
I see, we usually have them. We can even have a copy from the parish. Can organize and have a copy.
Maybe you should have, because when I came over,
Besides these challenges, I mentioned and I told Bravo that through the meeting in the Kabalagala Youth Center, there is some challenges in the community whereby even if the refugees register with the LCs, the LC does not emphasize on the government services so that can reach out to refugees. Like in the entire Uganda, you can find that maybe 2 or 3 or 5 only got that service. Whereby when we register with the LC in the area, we want to be part of the community. We want to be part of you because we are all human beings. That's what I believe, and it is our right for all human beings to live the way they want. And I appreciate the government of Uganda for giving the right to Uganda to refugees, to all refugees in Uganda, to have the rights to exercise as the host community. Apart from engaging in other politics, of course, it's not allowed. But why is it that it is hard for the LCs? It is easy for them to register us, but it is so hard for them to allow us to know about for example, the parish development models. It cannot reach. Sometimes you can find that someone told you, I received mosquito net from the LC. Why only mosquito net? There are other things which can make us to sustain our life together. Because I believe that some of the host communities are also vulnerable like us. That's why we are emphasizing for the government services to reach us so that we can also sustain our life. Some of us, we have been here for over 10 years and we have not accessed those services. Only it's being given to the host community. Of course, it is their right. But since the government is emphasizing, even us, we can benefit. If the permission is there for us to benefit, we also want to get that access. Because for refugees program, when it comes to Uganda, host community have some percentage. For example, IRC, just everyone knows IRC. That program for IRC, host community have a percentage as for the refugees. So if you have a percentage in our program, why not also we have that share together? Thank you.
Okay.
There's 3 challenges, but you can always come in. And the first one is about funding projects.
Yeah.
There are some projects set up that need to be funded, like their group. It needs a hand. I think you get time and make a tour on these projects. So that one needs some. With lack of fund, they need to be motivated more to run such projects. Then, as an office, we have meetings But somebody talked of the resources that either you have in your offices that could help in when we are sitting with our people, refugees, and then call them for the meeting. We would maybe request for some financing to such our meetings. Boost. I cannot say that it is a command, but it's a request. Out of the bag you have for maybe could be communicating to you to have such a meeting for the refugees, and our community maybe help us, and we go ahead to encourage them. When we need a soda, so, we have our bosses can also try that we are doing it regularly. Which can also help find out the different problems. Talk of the big meetings. Then, is there any possibility of having a general format for the refugees registration that you have